Don't you think life is boring? Why not take a stroll by the lake? Amy took Faith to the lakeside and even got in the water to clear some branches. Practice flying though is definitely more fun than on the slope. Faith gladly accepted Amy's gesture. Perfect. I believe she can take flight. Amy lost control again, racing on her bike. Now that she's an animal, the bike is useless. Saray is still busy at the restaurant. While preparing to take out the trash, she saw the yard fridge open, drinks and food strewn about. She was about to pick them up. At that moment, she heard a noise behind, as if something hid under the rack. Before investigating, a huge sea lion popped out to greet. The sea lion pinned Saray down, and the shadow hiding under the rack rushed out too. Saray confirmed it was her wife, Lana, who stuffed a paddle into the sea lion's mouth. The restaurant owner arrived just in time to halt the fierce sea lion, who was actually her sister, secretly trained in the backyard. But now the sea lion was about to go wild, and the owner realized it was time to set her sister free. Saray suddenly thought of her wife. So she dashed out of the yard and into the woods, finally spotting her wife, but Lana had fully transformed into a bear. With a roar, it was as if she was saying goodbye. In the end, Lana slowly walked into the woods, leaving Saray heartbroken. But pain doesn't come with mercy for this father. She was on the search with Diana for her wife. She stumbled upon the bike Amy had ditched. When she brought it home to fix and got ready to wash her hands, she discovered the sink was clogged. While clearing the pipes, Saray found animal fur and teeth. That's when she realized her son might be infected too. Saray sat at the door waiting for Amy to come home, pulling out her nails and asking what the heck happened. A few? No. Why are you watching TV? Amy denied anything about the nails, but Saray brought up the bike that Amy claimed was stolen and insisted Amy ride the bike in front of her. Once an easy task, now made Amy's face as red as a tomato, and she tossed the bike down and tried to make a break for it. Saray swiftly caught up, tackled and held her tight. Amy feared being sent to a shelter, Saray losing his son like his wife. Saray's wife had transformed into a bear, and her son Amy began showing symptoms too. She had no idea how to handle it all. She made sure Amy clipped her nails every day and shaved off excess fur to avoid those overly sensitive undercover agents. Saray stuffed earplugs into half of Amy still visited Faze like before, but now the meetings only involved heart-to-heart chats since Faze had lost the ability to talk. However, there was good news. Subtitles. Faze has successfully mastered the skill of flying. He ascended to a great height and then suddenly dove down, causing ants to scatter as he landed, and moreover, a lively carnival party was taking place in the city that very day. Guests turned the restaurant into a madhouse. The boss asked Saray where Amy was. They had agreed days ago that Amy would be there today to help out. The party had been going for 3 hours, and still no sign of Amy. Saray put down her work and rushed home to find Amy, demanding to know why she hadn't come to. While tugging at her, Saray noticed Amy hadn't trimmed her nails. No wonder she was hesitant to show up. Saray became acutely aware that Amy hadn't trimmed her nails, and in an instant, Amy sank her teeth deeply into Saray's shoulder. Saray was terrified that her son might lose control of his rationality. She held scissors to his throat, the cold metal calming Amy down. She got ready to trim his nails, a habit she tried to instill in him, but she had never thought about what kind of life Amy wanted. Just a moment ago, they were both at home. Can they really come together? What kind of life does Amy want? The earlier argument made Saray realize this. He decided to let his son choose for himself, and after a moment's hesitation, he laid down the scissors. After Amy left, he found his classmate Rita. Rita was his closest friend, constantly drawing them together. Amy had even visited Rita's house, making his dad think Rita was his girlfriend. Seeing Amy's sad expression, Rita didn't ask much, she just led him to the cornfield. There, they could finally be honest. Unsure of how to start, it was Amy's first taste of the forbidden fruit, as he hadn't shaved on time, and his back hair was growing. His spine had completely mutated, and anyone could see he was ill. While changing, they didn't notice a third person watching them. When Amy and Rita returned to the party, he took advantage of Amy's trip to the bathroom to use a toy that emitted a high-frequency sound to stimulate him. Sound is inaudible to normal humans, only animals and those turning into animals can hear it. What will you turn into? Are we just forming things? Or is this truly our life? Felix took the lead at the front, seemingly providing directions for Amy, with the hunters trailing closely behind. Felix, who was soaring through the air, was shot down by a gun, and Amy witnessed it all happening. He watched him drop, scooping Felix up and calling his name. Felix had a serious wound. Badly hurt, Felix quickly lost consciousness. Hearing the hunters' voices getting closer, Amy set Felix down and ran deeper into the woods. The hunters searched until deep into the night without catching Amy, and then they paused. The hunters stumbled cheerfully, drinking on their way home, completely unaware that a grasshopper person was watching them from behind. Amy snuck into Felix's bird nest, munching on wild berries when he was hungry and sipping dew when he was thirsty. At that time, his transformation became clearer. He wanted to catch owls. Amy's agility and bird capture nature showed he'd soon be a cat. One day, the forest would be his home. He was exploring, trying to get ahead on what home would be like until he discovered the footprint of an undercover agent. Following the tracks, Amy found a cave, where he hid and waited for the rain to stop, leaning against a rock and unknowingly fell asleep. As dawn broke, a bear walked that way, conveniently waking him up. He looked outside. Amy knew it was his mom. She followed Amy's scent all the way here. At this point, Lana still retained human awareness. She just came for one last look at her son. In the end, Lana set Amy down gently and then departed from the scene. Subtitles: Amy stepped out of the cave with the intention of catching up with his mother, yet instead came across even more undercover operatives. Amy encountered the chameleon kid once again, yet the animals in the woods appeared to be frightened and scattered in all directions. Moments later, some tear gas was tossed into the woods. Clearly, the cops had found this place. They surrounded the woods completely and started playing the high-frequency sounds that undercover agents hate, making them lose their mobility and allowing them to capture everything. And Amy's mom was right by his side, not moving an inch. Because Amy still retained his human shape, he was captured by the police. In this moment, Amy was caught in these woods. Subtitles: The police took him away, while the little chameleon was evading capture by using book colors. Zoe arrived at the police station to retrieve Amy, but not a soul knew about his illness. He could have signed the papers and left, but Amy forgot how to write.